Divorce more so just made me realize that certain things shouldn't be forced. And that kind of takes me to like where I am right now in life, is meeting people where they are without expectations.
All right, family, welcome back to Mompreneur Unmuted, where we break molds and build legacies. This is the space where we talk about motherhood the way it actually happens in real life. Not the curated version, not the everything is perfect version, but the version where life pivots, relationships evolve, and we figure out how to build pieces of ourselves along the way. And today's conversation is one that a lot of women think about, but don't always say out loud. Because once our kids enter the picture, let's be real, life change. Schedules change, energy changes, priorities change. And somewhere between school runs, work schedules, and trying to keep your house somewhat together, a lot of women realize something. The version of love and intimacy, it looks a lot different now. So, today, we're talking about rediscovering connection after all the life transitions, divorce, motherhood, new relationships, blending families. And sitting here with me under these blankets, because you know we keep it comfy, is my girl DJ. DJ is a mom of one, but life has expanded in a beautiful and I'm sure chaotic kind of way. Because she's now a bonus mom to 4 more kids, part of a blended family, and adjusting to life with a brand new dog.
Jesus.
Running around the house too. On top of all of that, she's balancing a corporate job while also running multiple side hustles, doing lots in the kitchen, catering, and still sometimes running a mobile bartending business, right? So she's doing mom life, career life, entrepreneur life, and blended family life, all at the same damn time.
Okay.
And today we're talking about what it looks like to rebuild intimacy and connection when life looks completely different than it used to. And fun fact, I actually stole DJ as a friend for one of our mutual friends. And I probably see her more than him. So
Indeed.
But anyway, you already know what time it is.
Let's do it.
DJ, before we get into the deeper parts of your story, I want you to introduce yourself the way you would. Tell everybody who you are, what your life looks like right now, and what keeps you busy these days.
Well, I'm DJ. I'm from Chicago. Like I said, I always got to throw that in there. Chaotic. My life is chaotic right now. As Alicia said, or as you said, having 1 kid and then transitioning to 5 kids and a dog that I did not ask for. Let's just put that in there. It's chaotic. It's constantly moving. It's not chaotic in a bad way, but it's a constant flow. Like it's like never stopping. Like even when I sleep, I feel like I'm going. But outside of that, a worker, like I have to be doing something. So me saying it's chaotic, that's why I had to mention it's not a bad thing, because I'm the type that doing nothing doesn't work for me. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And that right there is exactly why I wanted you in this conversation today. Because people see the highlight version of somebody's life and even the negatives. But what they don't see is everything it took to get there. But before we get serious, we of course got to loosen up a little bit.
As if we're not loosening up, but okay.
Every guest who sits on this couch got to participate in a segment I call Let's Get Petty.
Oh, God. I'm the queen of petty, so please.
So this is where I ask you 3 completely random questions. Nothing deep. You ain't got to overthink it. Just answer, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First question. Now, I know both of our love for candy is crazy.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I got a bag in there right now as we speak.
And I know this because when I get my hair done by you every month, we both be cheating on our diets every time with some candy, right?
Yes.
Now, the question is, do you add candy into your grocery list? Like, is that in the budget?
Candy's in my everyday list.
Period.
No,
Okay.
seriously. Like, or every other day. I'll say every other day. Because every day sounds crazy.
Okay. I mean, every other day, but okay.
Because no, like that is like a part of me. Seriously. No, for real. Like how people be like, "Oh, I need air to live." No, I need candy.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Okay, follow up to that one. What kind of candy?
It doesn't matter.
Every kind.
I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I'll eat chocolate when I have a taste for it, but my go-to are like Now Later's gummies.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Next question. How many pairs of, now you can pick either.
Oh, God.
But how many pairs of glasses or shoes do you own? And y'all, DJ got a glasses and shoe problem. An addiction probably. Probably just as much as candy. So which one? Glasses or shoes?
It might be easier if I answer the glasses.
Okay, because that's a newer addiction.
But even still, like, I feel like when I first got into it, I counted them, but now I don't even know. So honestly, I probably have about 60 pair. Maybe not 60. That might be a stretch. I might have like 40 something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even. There is a lot though. It's a lot.
Is that prescription and sunglasses, or is that just?
No, I don't even really wear sunglasses.
Oh, right.
So I've got like 2 pair of sunglasses, and they got my prescription in it.
Okay.
And I don't even wear those.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
So about 40.
I've got a pair of glasses to go with every pair of shoes, and I have more shoes than I do glasses. So yeah, it's bad. That was pretty petty.
Sorry. You know how it goes. Okay, now the last one, and this probably going towards your bartender side, but it don't have to. It don't have to be alcoholic. If your personality was a drink, what would it be?
Ooh. That's a good one.
And then why? Because
I would probably say a Long Island. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably say a Long Island. However, not your normal regular Long Island.
Okay.
The blue Long Island. Right. So the difference
I don't know if I've had
in
that
that one is Coke and Blue Caraco. So I'm not a Coke kind of girl. Right. But like I say the Long Island because it's a mixture of everything.
It is.
No,
that's
for real.
a good one.
And then I use the blue instead of the Coke because it's the sweetness instead of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
That was a really good
Thank
one.
you.
I might have to like incorporate that in my bartender. Okay, I like that.
Okay. So I feel like we just learned some important things about you. So
Really like that one.
Now,
No, you deep.
let's get into the real conversation.
Okay.
You've lived several different chapters already.
Oh God, yes. And I'm living a new one right now as we speak.
Sheesh. Marriage, motherhood, divorce, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got more to add. And now, blending families in a new relationship. So, let's start here. When you look back at that journey, what do you think shaped you the most?
Probably my marriage. Okay. I think I learned the most about myself through that marriage. I learned how strong I actually was during the divorce, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, I know that divorce can shift a lot more than just a relationship status, right? So, how did that experience change the way you see yourself as a woman, not just as a mom?
I can't really say that my divorce shifted me in that way, because I was always a go-getter, right? I was always a get it done, whether I was with someone or not with someone. I think it was just how I was brought up.
Right.
The divorce more so just made me realize that certain things shouldn't be forced. And that kind of takes me to like where I am right now in life, is meeting people where they are without expectations.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you're comfortable sharing, what do you think actually led to the divorce?
I feel like it was a couple of different things, right? And this is me and my experience, right? I can't speak for his, right? Because his is probably going to look a lot different. But for me, it was how, you hear that term, not equally yoked.
Yeah.
It was that, but seeing something in someone that they're capable of, but also accepting the fact that you can't do it for them. So that was kind of what it was for us. We weren't equally yoked. However, we could have been, right? But clearly I wasn't the person for him, because he didn't see a reason to get there, right? Or to get where it was that we needed to go to be even. So I think it was a lot of that. I think it was, we were both young, and we both kind of grew together in different directions. Yeah.
How old were y'all when y'all got married?
Ooh, 23-ish, maybe.
That's pretty young.
Yeah,
that's pretty young.
It might have even been earlier than that, but yeah, we were young, so we were like figuring life out together, and then trying to figure life out as one, and then not even a year into our marriage, we had a baby. So we're still figuring things out, and then now we just brought something else into the equation. So yeah.
Okay, so not in a blame way, but looking back now, what do you think was really happening in that season?
I wasn't accepting reality. I was not ready to accept, and mainly because of the fact of when you take those vows, it's supposed to be till death do you part, right? And sometimes you don't want to accept the reality, like, but it was forced. Right? And not that one forced the other or anything like that. It was just in that moment you misunderstood love for lust. So it was a lot of that, I think. Yeah,
that's deep. That makes sense though.
Yeah.
So do you ever look back and wonder if there was anything you would have done differently?
Not really. Because I'm not really like, I'm like the type of person, what you see is what you get, and I kind of think ahead a lot.
Yeah.
So like, I don't do a lot of, dang, I wish I should have took that back, or I wish I didn't do that, or I wish I didn't say that. It's almost like I'm that person, say what you mean and mean what you say. So like when I'm saying stuff, like I mean it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that I'll necessarily regret it later, maybe the way that I did it or the way that I said it, maybe, but that's really how I was feeling, right? So no, I don't think that I would have done it different. I think that I would have chose better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
So, yeah.
So, do you feel like everything happened the way it needed to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So, do you think becoming a parent, or even the pregnancy or postpartum season, and we kind of let's just stop right there for a second.
Okay.
So, I remember, we know that this is now what, your second time in your lock life,
Second
in your
time.
lock journey.
Yep.
And so, specifically, I remember you having the most beautiful locks all the way down your back.
Yep.
And I was in. You probably might be one of the reasons I even got locks.
Yep. Yep.
But
that's the reason a lot of people ended up getting them, seriously.
And so, like, but what I do also remember is you cut them off, and then
I did, out of the blue.
I was like, excuse me? Like it was my hair.
Out of the blue. No, seriously.
Me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
What was it?
In that moment, honestly, I think I tried to camouflage it as I wanted to do something that I hadn't done, but that wasn't even really the truth. Because when I started my lock journey, I was kind of in between. I was in college, so it was kind of like I had done everything to my hair, seriously. Literally anything you can think of, I've done it, right? Other than wearing it natural, but I had worn it natural, just not in its natural state for real, right? So that's kind of how I tried to paint it, was like, no, I really just want to wear my hair natural in its natural state for a little bit. But looking back, and it took some time to even get to that point where I was even able to look back and say, that's not even really what happened.
Yeah, it usually does.
Right? And it was more of a regret that made me even sit back and go, why the hell did I do that?
Okay.
So it was a thing where, like, in the moment, I thought I loved it. I thought, like, I was like, no, this is good. Like, I really wanted this. But then it was like, I sat and I was like, no, I didn't. Like, so I kind of did some self-search and, like, kind of sat back. Because, again, like, growing up, people don't talk a lot about postpartum. They don't talk a lot about, like, what life is like after you give birth to the baby and what your body goes through and what your mental goes through. So after a while, I think it was literally maybe a year after breastfeeding my son that I was like, I think that was postpartum because it doesn't make sense now. And I still can't make sense of it. Like, even now, it's like, I'm convinced that it was like a part of like my postpartum journey, which I didn't really have a bad postpartum journey. It was just that one thing that it was just, I don't know if I felt like I needed to detach from something because he was no longer inside of me or what, but like it was definitely some postpartum in that, because looking back, I'm like, I don't know why I did that. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like, again, not a lot of people, I agree, not a lot of people talk enough about that postpartum, or they call it baby blues. Right? The baby blues. So I agree with you there. When you think about that version of yourself, the new mom, the exhaustion, the identity shift, what do you wish someone had told you during that time?
To take your time with yourself, to be patient, because I feel like I wanted to get through it so that it was over, so that I can say it was over. But to kind of just take your time, to just let life happen, right? And I feel like a lot of it, even now to this day, is a blur because of me not taking my time and because of me wanting it to be over so that I can say I'm done with it, right? So I wish someone would just have told me to just like how they say kids they're not going to be this way long, like take on, like, you know,
it's such a short amount of time.
Oh my God.
When you look back at it. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
You be like frantic and it's like, oh, this is taking forever. Like this, I'm stressed out. And then literally you look back and it went by so fast.
And I think everyone's postpartum moment is the same. Like the length of it is going to be different for everyone. But for me, I feel like mine was even shorter because I had a great support system, right? Like I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I think I kind of tried to rush through that process just to kind of check that box off to say that I did it and I got through it. But I wish someone would have just told me to just take your time, just live in it. Just live in it.
Do you wish, follow up, Do you wish you would have told somebody about it or have known about it enough to tell somebody about it?
I can't say yes and I can't say no, simply because, again, it wasn't that bad of an experience other than cutting my locks off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it wasn't like one of those, like, I feel like when people hear postpartum and they hear of like women cutting their hair and things like that, like, it wasn't one of those moments where I was in the bathroom crying.
Not a Britney Spears
like,
moment.
yeah, like, it wasn't like that. Like, it was one of those things where everybody was involved in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I got my mom to, because I kind of went through a phase where I was like, I want to comb them out. I want to keep as much of my hair as I can. And then I got like not even a quarter through it, and I was like,
girl, because that's a lot.
I'm just gonna cut it. I think I want to wear it short. Like, and I think
I can imagine.
I think that's when I started to realize, like, I didn't even really want to do this.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten this done, I just want to cut it off and get it over with. So I don't think that my postpartum story was like that bad of an experience to be like, I wish someone could have told me, or I wish I could have told someone, or went to someone for help. But again, I think it was because of the support system that I had, right? Like, I think that was one of those moments where I think if I would have listened, I would have been okay. Because everybody kept saying, no. Girl, no.
I'm pretty sure I told you no.
And I was just like, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, I think it was just one of those things where, like, I wish I would have listened. But, like, I don't think that I went through anything extreme enough to be like, I wish someone would have stopped me or told me, or I could have told someone. But I think that postpartum definitely is something that should be a norm to talk about.
I
for
agree.
sure.
Totally.
Yeah, because a lot of women could have gone through what I went through and not even known that it was postpartum.
Like me. I didn't know.
I didn't know till after.
I didn't know until after. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, and I couldn't look to my mom for that because, again, like,
who can't talk about stuff like that.
No, and then half the stuff they don't even know. They're just learning it. Yeah. So
just now and looking back on their journey,
they went through a lot of
majority of women.
They probably should have been in nut houses. Seriously.
That's what they called the baby blues. Like, they called it the baby blues. We actually put blues.
I think they called it something else, like baby daddy blues or something. Like they're the generation that blamed everybody but themselves. Like, so I don't even think, like, they feel like this only happened to me because of you. Like, so, like, let's be real.
Blame the kids, blame the daddy. That's true.
They were like the blame generation. That's seriously. Right. So we're we're the generation that, like, we're looking for answers. They're the ones that they didn't care for the answer. It's you did it,
girl.
So yeah. So, like,
that's
of course we can go to them for that advice. So
okay. So next question. Let's go back into the other question. Do you think becoming a parent or even the pregnancy and postpartum season play any role in that marriage shifting?
Not to me. Not to me. And I say that because men have a different view of us once we give birth, right? Or like through that process. But for me, I don't think, or in that moment, I didn't feel like he changed or he felt like I changed towards him. Right. But again, I don't know because it could have, and he just didn't voice it. But I kind of went into it with a lot of research, right? And with the mindset of my mother was never married. My father married. The only example of a marriage that I really had was my grandparents, right? So I went into it with the mindset of having this baby should not change the relationship that we have, right? So again, with that in the back of my mind, I kind of tried to do everything to not make him feel as an outsider or to not make it seem like all and only my attention was going towards the baby. So that's something that I kind of felt like I did. So I don't think that the baby season is what did it for us. But then again, right, because some things did happen during my pregnancy on his end, right, that like infidelity and things like that he could have felt away, right? But again, the person
never voiced it.
Yeah, it wasn't voiced, and the kind of person that we're speaking about is very like manipulative. So it could have not even been that and just made to look that way. So yeah.
Okay, so because that season can change everything emotionally, right? Physically and mentally. And now that you've experienced marriage once, do you see yourself getting married again someday?
I do. Again, like I said, I feel like I learned the most about myself in that marriage, right? College is kind of where you find yourself, where you figure out like who you are, what you want to do, what you want to be, right? Like in that marriage, I felt like he helped me realize a lot of who I was and like a lot of like traumas that I had that I wasn't even aware that I had, right? So like in that marriage, I was able to kind of unbox a lot of me to rediscover me, if that makes sense. So
it does.
Yeah. So I would definitely do it again. This time more realistically, right? This time making better choices of whom I'm choosing.
Yeah.
And just that aspect of this has to be forever, right? So this is not something that, oh, I'm doing this because it feels good now in this moment. No, I need to make sure that we are on one accord every step of the way.
And we working towards it together.
Yep.
That's it. I love that. Specifically, so you know me and Ralph grew up, well, we knew each other as teens.
Yes.
Right. And so he always say, I knew I loved you on the TV with you back at 14. And I'm like, baby, I'm not sure we would have made it.
Yeah, I'm not even who I was at 14.
If we would have stayed together through 14.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that piece. Like, you know, just rediscovering yourself and learning those new things about yourself. But okay. So what moment did you realize you were ready to try for a new relationship again?
So again, that's not even something that when you go through a divorce, honestly, and everybody's mindset is going to be different, right? But when you go through a divorce, you're kind of in that headspace of, I'm not rushing it. Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I went through a phase in the beginning where I was like, nope, I'm just going to be single. I'm just going to focus on me. So that's kind of what I did in the beginning is I kind of just took that time to focus on me, to rediscover the things that I liked, because I'm also the type that when I'm in a relationship, I'm wholeheartedly full force in that relationship, right? And sometimes, well, I'm not going to say sometimes, then I was the type where I would completely lose myself to please that person, right? So the things that I knew that I liked to do or the things that I loved, I would put on the back burner to do the things that they loved, right? To make sure that they were happy. So during that divorce period is kind of where I kind of like redefined me and like the stuff that I liked and no longer putting me on the back burner and focusing on me, right? So I kind of did that. Had a relationship or two in that time, like nothing serious, because again, me going into it, I'm already like, I'm not looking for nothing serious. Like I wasn't in that headspace to even if something serious were to come, I wouldn't have been anything good for it. Right. So like, and I'm not going to say I hate the term whole phase because I just hate that phase, right? But like that was like my mental, like I'm just gonna go through my whole phase, and not saying whole phase is in like you're sleeping with a million different guys, because that's not happening, right? I mean, whole phase is in like I'm just gonna talk to a bunch of different people, like that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what makes me happy. So I kind of did that for a minute, and then it got to a point where it wasn't that it wasn't fun, but it wasn't me. Right? So like when I say it wasn't me, I am a partner, right? Like I work better when I'm with someone. Not that I can't work alone, right? Because I do work alone. I'm fine alone. But like when I'm with someone and I'm with that right person, it kind of like everything balances, right? So like I'm not overworking. I'm not, you know what I mean? So it was kind of, I got to that point where I was like, yeah, this was fun while it lasted. I'm kind of glad I did it to say I experienced it. But like now I just kind of want to focus on what's for me. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. And literally the next relationship I got in was just like It wasn't forced. It wasn't planned. It damn sure wasn't planned. It kind of just happened. And I didn't try to stop it. I didn't try to interfere with it. I kind of just let it glide. So,
yeah. So I feel like that goes to that topic of when people are like, oh, I don't need no man. Like, but at the same time, that exemplifies how much we are supposed to be here with another person.
Yeah. And I was never that girl to say I never needed a man. Because for one, first off, I grew up in a house with 2 brothers.
Okay.
Right? So taking out garbage was never a thing for me. Okay? It might be funny. It might be
Who about to cut grass?
Okay.
Who about to shovel snow?
Okay. Like, it was never a thing. Don't get me wrong. I know I could do it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
That part.
Like, and people are always so quick to where you were a tomboy and you were this. And so? I'm still a girl. I don't care. Like, what? Like, no.
Can I tell you this real funny thing? I don't know if we ever talked about this before, but I was a tomboy and I didn't know I was a tomboy. So let me tell you how I found out I was a tomboy.
I'm dead.
So one day I was like on my mom's old street and I saw this girl I went to middle school with. And she was like, Alicia, is that you? And mind you, you see how I dress. I'm like a girly girl, right? Yeah. And I'm sure I had on heels or something today. Alicia, is that you? I'm like, yeah, hey. She like, oh my goodness, you grew up. She was older than me. Yeah. She was like, you grew up. And I was like, okay, like awkward. And she was like, you used to be such a tomboy. And I was offended.
Bitch, what?
What? I was not no tomboy, girl. I was like, oh, shoot, I was a tomboy. I look back at my pictures, braid straight to the back because I hate to get my hair done.
I think you were just rough.
Braid straight to the back. All the Jordans. I used to know the numbers, right? All the Jordans. I used to wear Dickies.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I used to wear.
I think you were just figuring yourself out.
Lions clothes. And then at some point, it just switched. Like, I think it was once I got to cast. I literally started putting on heels and boys. No, because I liked boys then.
Yeah, I liked the boys too, but that didn't affect the way that I dressed. I think it was. I think that might have been what it was. Alicia, seriously.
Yeah, about nice. Yeah, about nice. Yeah, you're right. It's probably boys. That's crazy word. But yeah, sorry, random tangent. You know how we do. But anywho. Okay, now you're in a blended family dynamic. You're a mom of 1, but also a bonus mom to 4. That's a huge shift. Now, the question is, what surprised you the most about stepping into that role? The bonus mama role.
So, let's backtrack.
Okay.
Because remember, this is not my first go around being a bonus mom.
Oh, okay.
So,
I remember that.
I feel like a bunch of people just forget. So Nemo has an older brother.
Right.
So the first relationship or the marriage, I went into it as a bonus mom.
I think I forget because he don't live here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's the living different. But yeah, I went into it being a bonus mom, and I was always that girl. I hate to even say that, but I was always that girl that was like, I'm never gonna date a guy with kids. Mainly because of traumas. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Of like what my mom dealt with dealing with men with kids. So I was just like, I don't never want to deal with that. So I was definitely that girl. And then after getting with him, I was like, okay, to each his own. Like, you know, you kind of create the scenario, sort of. Right. At least with that one, it wasn't a bad experience, right? He was my first. Well, really, my dog was my first go at parenthood because those are really. Yeah, kids. Basically kids. But yes, when I got with my then husband, he had I think he was 1. I think he was 1 at the time, 1 or 2. Okay. So
I don't think I ever asked that question.
Yeah, so I'm not new to the bonus mom aspect of it, but going from 1 to then 2 and then 1 to then 5 plus a dog is a difference. Okay. So I wasn't new to the aspect of being a bonus mom. That wasn't, again, my first go at being a mom was being a bonus mom, right? So I kind of just went into that with the same mindset. It wasn't anything different. And then now that I'm a mother, obviously that instinct is clearly there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a mindset shift per se. It was more of a the amount of in
real.
this case.
So let's
right?
talk about that. What was that shift like?
So again, the thing that you have to think about is us as women are usually the sole care for the kids, right? So me being the woman and getting with a man that had 4, really 3 when we got together, right? And then an additional one popped up in the midst of everything, right? Again, this is before anything got serious, right? We were kind of just figuring stuff out, like if we were even going to be together, if this was a thing, if it wasn't a thing. And then it was kind of like but it was transparency from the beginning, right? It was never anything that was hitting. It was never anything that was trying to be hitting. It was almost like hey, it's a girl out here. It could be my baby. It could not be my baby. I'm not even sure, right? But when the baby got here, they did the DNA test and it was his baby. So of course, me being the woman that I am, I'm like, okay, well, I'm with you. So, okay, it is what it is. Now what I didn't have experience with is it being 4 different baby mothers.
I think I forgot that.
One is different, and one being one and you live in a whole nother state is completely different than it being 4 and living in the same state with those 4. And then having a partner that is very hands-on with his kids, or at least wants to be as hands-on with his kids as he can, right? So I think that was the difference in this aspect of the bonus mom layout of it. It was just, I'm a bonus mom of 4 now with 4 different mothers. So
now we got to get into that real quick.
Oh God. Whew.
I'm playing, but I feel like we need to.
Okay.
Because you're not the only person that go through that, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
It's obviously other women who's dating men with other children.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is like, do you and the mamas get along? Like,
so I'll say
what does co-parenting and co-parenting? Because you co-parenting with him, with the bonus kids and your kid, but then he also has to co-parent with those mothers and you. Trifecta.
I'll say this: you have to be cut from a different cloth to be with a man that has kids by multiple women. And I say that coming from an aspect of you have to think about the ages of these women or girls or whatever we want to call them, right? That plays a part. But again, you have to be so secure and so okay within yourself to even be able to deal with something like that. Because if you're not, that shit will drive you crazy. No, seriously. To the most sane person, that shit will drive you insane. And I say this only because even if you think you don't have triggers, they're going to trigger something. And unfortunately, these group of women care nothing about the kids in this aspect. So it's kind of one of those things where you have a father that wants to be a father, that tries to do everything to be a father. Also, let me backtrack. This is also a guy that wanted to never really be in a relationship. So these women that he has kids with were never relationship kids. These were never kids that, I never want to say were meant to be here, but these were never kids that came from a relationship outside of one, which is his oldest, right? So with these women, once we got together, it was why does she get parts of you that we never even had access to? So dealing with a lot of that, a lot of bitterness, a lot of, and the part that drives me insane is these women will say out of their mouths, I know you never liked me. I know you never wanted me. So why are you giving him hell? So that's why I say it's kind of like you have to be cut from a different cloth, because you have to be okay with understanding that you're not going to understand everything. And that's kind of where I am in life right now, is everything isn't for me to understand, right? And until you cause me physical harm or cause harm to my kids, then you're invisible, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to drama, I'm not doing it. And I say that because I know when I get to a point, I'll black out, and then there's no going back. Ooh. Right? And I can't go to jail, right? Because I have a kid, right? That I'm the sole carer for. Right. So it's kind of like buttons are going to be pushed, but at the same time, it's like that mindset of y'all aren't sane people. Because for women to say, I know you never liked me, I know it was never this, I know it was never that, but yet you still continue to give him hell, it's never about the kid. It's never about the kid. So it's a lot of that. That's kind of the adjustment or readjustment for me right now in this season compared to being a bonus mom in the other season. There was no drama with me and their mom. Like now we have the best relationship. Now we text each other happy birthday. We text each other happy Mother's Day. I still check on the oldest because again, like he was in my life for...
It's more about the kid.
Yeah.
Gotta be
right. Yeah. So even if he talks to his dad, even if he doesn't talk to his dad, I make sure that I talk to him. I make sure that Nemo talks to his older brother. Like, and now he has younger siblings. So like, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, my main focus is always the kids. I don't, like, you can do me the dirtiest, right? Like when it comes to the child, my beef with you has nothing to do with you and them. Right. So like, I'll never interfere with that. Like, I'll never talk down on my son's father to him, like around him, like for what? Because what I got going on with him has nothing to do with what you have going on with him. So
that's real big. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So I kind of think that that's the difference in the seasons then being a bonus mom and now being a bonus mom, is that now I am literally like the bear that's being poked. Right. And it's like, okay, well, when is she going to react? So
yeah.
So
I guess another question too that I kind of wonder sometimes, how does Nemo, your son, right? How does Nemo, he went from being the only kid in the house to now having 4 frequent kids coming into the house? Do y'all ever have that conversation?
Yes, I mean, I'm really open with Nemo. And my thing is that I want him to know that he can talk about things if he's uncomfortable, if he's not comfortable. But the good thing about it is that fortunately, well, it's not really unfortunate. Fortunately, when his dad decided to move on, he got with someone with kids. So it's not like, so it's kind of like it's an even playing field right now, right? Like, so how it's still primarily him at home, right? But again, like you said, it's more, you have more kids. Nemo's the type of kid, he loves kids. He loves other kids. So like, that was never an issue for him. He never felt any type of way. He's actually more excited about it because he's not the only kid, right? And then he gets more excited to go see his dad now because again, he's not the only kid. Like, there are multiple kids. So he likes it. I've definitely had this conversation with him because again, I never want him to be uncomfortable. I never want him to feel any type of way. But he's also the type of kid that he's okay with being alone too. So like when it is to a point where he's like, all right, I just don't feel like being bothered, he'll just go to his room and he'll just be himself. Yeah. Or he'll definitely say it. But yeah, so like, we definitely have that type of relationship where he'll definitely come to me if he's uncomfortable. But the whole aspect of more kids, he even though his father is being very fruitful right now, and again, he's remarried, so that's totally okay.
Right.
Nemo will still come and say, okay, Mom, when are you going to have another one? How many more do you need? I don't understand. So like, I'm kind of on the fence. What? I'm kind of on the fence. So it's not one of those things where I don't think he'll ever feel any type of way about more kids, honestly.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's be honest. Adding a new dog to the mix as well. probably didn't simplify things anymore. How does your house feel now compared to before?
It doesn't not simplify things, only because again, I didn't ask for this dog. I know I said that before.
What did the dog come from then?
I didn't ask for this dog, right? But Nemo and Tyler wanted a dog.
Okay.
Tyler mainly wanted a dog.
Right.
Because that's like, he talked about that a lot, and I was just like, it wasn't something that was even planned. Right? It was a thing where like,
Tyler is the new boyfriend for the listener.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where like, my little brother texted me one day. I was like, hey, my homeboy from school, ex-girlfriend, has a dog that she just got and she can't keep him. The dog was like literally 6, maybe 7 weeks old. And he sent me a picture, and it's literally the same dog that Tyler was explaining to me that he had before, that he was so upset that he had to get rid of. So, of course, me being the type of person that I am, I was like, all right, I'm going to get the dog. Right. So, like, it's not anything extra on me, per se, because he knows, like, I didn't ask for the dog, and he really wanted the dog. So, it's his dog, right? So, it's not really any more chaotic than before, because again, it's a dog, so it can be caged. It's not like a kid, right? It's not like a kid, so it's not anything crazy. It's just like an additional mouth to feed, sort of, but not in the sense of a growing 10-year-old
5 meals a day.
What?
Sometimes 7 meals a day.
Oh my God, yes. So no, for real. So it's nothing really, not in that aspect. I think it's more so he's more of a comfort for Tyler than anything. But yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about intimacy, including sex. So not just sex, but intimacy overall. Because once you add kids, schedules, work, and life into the mix, connection for sure start looking a little different. So the question is, what does intimacy mean to you now compared to earlier in life?
I don't think earlier in life I had an understanding of intimacy. I think I equated it to sex. Honestly.
Okay.
And it wasn't until...
That's a whole other episode too, sis.
Listen, it wasn't until I think I got to that point in my marriage where I was like,
something ain't right.
Something ain't right. Yeah, it was that, and then kind of like the space that I'm in now, I'm starting to realize like the things that I need, like in an intimacy setting, is completely different than what some others might need, right? So again, this is a part of being transparent, right? So like for me, intimacy looks like doing what you say you're going to do, right? Intimacy looks like just grabbing me just because. Like intimacy looks like, let's just have a conversation about things that we've never conversed about before, right? To whereas before I was more so like, oh, you touched me there, that was intimate. Or you kissed me, oh, that was intimate. Like, no, I don't need any of that for intimacy. Like, so now at my big age, right? And at the point that I am in life right now, like sex is mental, right? So like if you're not upholding your end of the bargain, if you're not doing the stuff that you say you're going to do daily, if you're not feeding my mental, I'm not there with you. So that's kind of intimacy for me right now.
I love that. Yeah. That's deep. And how do you and your partner, how do you and Tyler create space for each other when life gets crazy?
I think that's something that we're currently navigating now, honestly. Sex has never been an issue for us. Kids or no kids.
Right.
Can be in a house full of kids.
Okay. Duck off real quick. Got it.
Or for a long time.
Okay.
Whatever works, right? Like our kids are at the age, or at least most of them are at the age where they're self-sufficient, right? So that wouldn't interfere.
Right, so break down the age real quick.
So you've got 10, 9, 7, 5, and 2.
Okay.
So we can pawn the little one off to the older kids and be like, we'll be back. We're going to talk.
We'll be right back.
we're gonna talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to talk,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it's not saying anything and just, so that's not the issue for us. The issue that we're navigating now is the intimacy part of it. Whereas when things are bad, right? Like still trying to figure out a way to connect,
Mm-hmm.
like, and not sexually, because that's gonna happen, right? It's more so connect in a more mental, a more like non-sexual aspect
Mm-hmm.
of things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think we are currently in that space too.
Yeah.
And marriage and relationships in general is a lot of that.
No, yeah.
Redefining
over and over
what the new looks like again after another big shift. Right? And for us, that is now our kids are finally becoming a little more independent. But now we have to figure out again that intimacy piece, because at first it was just, let's do this, let's get this over with, let's hurry up because we got to get back to these kids because they need us. You know?
Yeah.
So I get that. Okay. Yeah. Do you think becoming a mom and going through divorce changed how you approach vulnerability in relationships?
Absolutely. I think my marriage kind of helped break down some of those walls. Because I wasn't very vulnerable. And I think now that you just asked me that and saying that out loud, that could have been a strain too. For him, right? Because it's something that, again, I would have never thought of, but that's something that, like, my interior was so hard that even for him to break through it was probably like, God damn, like I just did all that, now I'm tired, right? Like, so yeah, so that's definitely for sure. Like I'm now in the stage that I am is probably the softest era that I've ever been in my life.
Soft girl era.
No, seriously. For real.
Love it. You are juggling a lot right now. But specifically, professionally too. Right? You got a corporate job. You doing lots. Speaking of that, before you leave here, we making that appointment for myself. Okay. But you also cater. And you also run a mobile bartender business. How do you balance all of those roles while still trying to show up in your relationship and family life?
So that's one of those things. Remember when I was explaining in the beginning that, like, I'm the type of person that I have to be doing something.
Yeah.
So something has to be moving, something shaking, something. It's kind of one of those things where, like, my corporate job is my corporate job, 8 to 5.
Right.
No more, no less.
Period.
Literally. No more, no less. They don't expect no more, no less. Right? So it's not one of those jobs where, like, I have to worry about something coming in after hours because they know I'm not going to look at it.
Right. And you give your all in between them, that 8 to 5.
And they're very, like, open to, like, when I need to work from home, if I need to take time off, things like that. So, like, I don't have that strain in that aspect like some do, right? Because everybody doesn't have that. As far as, like, the extra stuff, it was... So catering started, again, as one of those things where, like, it was just something that I do. Like, I cook, I enjoy cooking, I do. But, like, I probably never would have been like, let's cater, right? It was one of those things where, like, the person that I was with was like, I want to cater. COVID happened, let's do this. Okay, cool, right? The divorce happened, that business went away. That I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, no, right? So then this new relationship, he also caters. So, like, catering is like one of those things where, like, I'm kind of just like that helpmate, right? Which I'm okay with, right? When you need me, I'm there. What you need me to do, I got you. And, like, the mobile bartending is like one of those things where, like, it's like that's something that I'm, like, passionate about, right? But it's also one of those things where, like, I'm at the point where it's almost like I want to do that full time, but I know that that's not something that's feasible right now. So, like, that's kind of the juggle, because that is something that I enjoy, and that's also something that my partner can help me with too, right? So another thing that, like, that's something too to bring us closer to, like, you know, us working a working environment, like being able to juggle all of that different
Spending
stuff.
some time together while you're working.
So it's not one of those things where, like, it's pulling me away, because it's one of those things that's like we can do together. So
is it hard working with your partner?
In my business, no. Because, again, he's kind of like that helpmate too. In his business, Yes. And not hard in the point. Like, it's not hard.
Business.
Yes. Okay. It's not hard. He's just difficult. And to say he's difficult, and I only say that to people that maybe don't understand him, he just likes stuff done his way. So, like, that's kind of where I'll kind of like take a step back and be like, all right, let me know what you need. Because us trying to do anything together, we're going to bump heads. And it's not to the point where we're going to bump heads and it's going to be like, I'm not talking to you for the rest of the day. It's not that deep. Like, but it's still to the point where, like, it can be hard and it can be irritating. Right. But again, that's not mine. So I understand that. I respect that. And the same, like, with mine, like, he knows it's not his. So he's going to try to do it the way that I'm asking him to do it instead of, you know, so. But yeah, it can be hard, especially dealing with your person. So, yeah.
Are there any tips that you would give somebody that want to work with their partner in a business setting, entrepreneur setting?
To me, that should be something that's not hard. And I only say this, and I'm going to tell you why I say this. Think about your relationship. Think about your marriage. It's a business. Yeah. Right? Like, you two work together every day. Right? So if you can't work together in a business, how are you maintaining your relationship? So I think the way to think about that is trying to find a business that works for the both of you. If it's not going to be one of those things where, like, okay, I'll come and help you with this when you need help, or I'll do this or I'll do this. Like, it's just finding that niche that works for the both of you. Yeah. Because again, if you're in a relationship and you're in a healthy relationship where you guys actually talk about things, like, you know, because most of these relationships, people aren't talking, right? Working together shouldn't be hard. Yeah.
And the reason I ask that is because I have so many different business ideas, but also businesses already. Yes. But I have business ideas that I want to come to fruition. So Ralph also has beautiful, wonderful ideas that I know he can make come to fruition. But he doesn't push himself to do it.
And that's what he needs you for.
He want me to do it. And I'm like, but I got these over here I still got to work on. So that means your business is going to be pushed to the back burner, you know?
Yeah, I think for men is more so of getting it started. And I think once you get it started for him, like, he'll go. It's kind of that beginning work that they don't want to do. And because they know that they have a partner that's capable of doing it, they'll rely on us to do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, looking back now, what lessons about love and partnership do you hope your kids will take into adulthood?
To take your time. To take your time and to meet people where they are. And to not set expectations. Because I think that's kind of where I messed up a lot in the beginning, too. I expected so much when people show you who they are. Yeah. Believe it. Yeah. Right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that if they show you something that's not a part of your life or where you think you want to be or where you should be, that doesn't necessarily mean to exile them, right? That just means to take them for what they are, for who they are, for what they show you, and don't expect anything other than that. Right? And if you go about life that way, I think that they'll miss out on a lot of, like, heartbreaks and headaches. Yeah. Right? I think we break our own hearts a lot because we have this expectation or this image in our mind of the person that we're with or that we think we're supposed to be with. And when that doesn't happen, we then go into trying to figure out how to make it happen. Yeah. Right? We go into, like, that fix mode. And I think that that's kind of like what I would definitely tell my kids is to be patient, take your time. And when people show you who they are, that's who they are.
That part. Yeah. I love that. All right, DJ. Before we close, we made it. I asked every woman who sit on this couch the same question. Because this podcast is about legacy at the end of the day. It's about the quiet work we're doing every single day that might not look that big on the outside, but it still matters. Yeah. Right? So here it is. What legacy are you building right now, even if nobody sees it yet?
Honestly, Alicia, this is something that I think about. Honestly, because like kind of where we are, like people are dropping like flies, right? And I always thought, like, even when I go to like funerals, I'm just like, man, it's a lot of people here. Like, I wonder if I pass, would it be this many people or things like that? So like for me, the legacy is genuinency, right? It's kind of just being genuine, like not putting on a facade to fit in or not like doing any of this, and just being genuine.
Yeah.
So that and of course, you know, the way that like our parents' generation came up is just kind of trying to build that generational wealth for our kids.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to go through what we went through.
That part.
So
I love that. Love that. And that right there is legacy work. So tell everybody where they can find you, what you're working on, and how they can support your business or stay connected with you.
Right now I'm just on Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I don't really use it. So you can search me on Facebook too. It's Last Drop Good Bartending. On Instagram it's LDG. Yeah, bartending. But yeah, you can follow me there. You can message me on either one of those. I'll get it. But yeah.
Perfect. Well, DJ, thank you so much for coming to sit on my couch with me today and for sharing your story. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Listen, intimacy after kids, after divorce, after life shifts, isn't about going back to who you used to be. It's about learning who you are now in the current, and then building love from that place. And if you're listening today and you're navigating a new season in your relationships, your family, or your identity, I promise you are not alone. You're evolving, and connection can always be rebuilt. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Mompreneur Unmuted, breaking molds and building legacies. From my living room couch in Detroit, blankets and all.
Okay.
Until next time, keep breaking molds and building legacies.